Hi, my name is Darrick Morgan. I was a Michael Jackson body double for over a decade. This is my interview with Red Jackson. I hope you enjoy it.
Hello and welcome everyone. I'm Red Jackson, and today I have the pleasure of being joined by Darrick Morgan. How are you today, Darrick?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Fantastic. So thanks so much for coming on the channel and for joining me today. I have just so much I want to ask you, because you had such a unique job and such a unique experience with Michael. So I really can't wait to get into the questions. But before that, could you sort of introduce yourself? Tell my viewers who you are and what projects you did with Michael.
Okay, yes. So my name is Darrick Morgan. I'm originally from Gary, Indiana, just like Michael Jackson. But I started out just kind of doing at that time called the lip syncing contest. We were going around clubs just trying to make extra money as Michael Jackson impersonator and competing with other impersonators like Madonna or Prince or Elvis. But I was also hired to work in Las Vegas at a show called Legends in Concert. And they saw my video out there. And then that's when they called me up and said, hey, you want to work with Michael on an LA Gear commercial? Because he was advertising an LA Gear commercial. So I met him the first time there, and we hit it off for many videos after that, from black and white video to Jam to Super Bowl to many others. So it's been a heck of an experience.
Oh, I bet. That's incredible. I mean, experience of a lifetime.
Yes.
But before we get to Michael, tell me more about your life before that. Were you a fan? And you said you were an impersonator before that.
Yes, I definitely was a fan. I grew up, like I said, in Gary, Indiana with him, grew up on his music, just loved Michael Jackson, the Jacksons, always followed that. But I was mostly a basketball player. It brought me from Gary, Indiana to California playing basketball. I was always athletic doing that. And then I just, I always said one day I'm going to meet Michael Jackson. I just felt that, and had no connections at all. But then the more I started getting into the entertainment field, being a Michael Jackson impersonator, touring all over the world. Actually, I was touring like from Korea, Guam to Japan, to South America, many different countries as a Michael Jackson impersonator, just singing and dancing and perfecting my skills that way.
Excellent. So tell me more detail. How did you go from, being an impersonator to meeting the real Michael Jackson? How did that?
Yeah, it's really crazy because I always felt I was going to meet him, maybe because I spoke it into existence. So when they called me for the video, the LA Gear commercial, I was I was excited to be there, but at the same time, it felt normal to me, like I was supposed to be there. And I talked to him, and he was so cool, and he was just a normal person, you almost forget he's Michael Jackson because he's so cool that way, He's great to work with. And so even though everyone else was kind of freaking out, oh my God, I was still pretty calm and just real with him and just talk to him. And I think that helped grow my relationship with Michael because he likes to be around someone who's just real and honest.
Yeah, for sure. I've heard other people I've interviewed say that. They all say with Michael, they like to sort of be themselves because he had so much, so many fans and so many people just sort of chasing him around.
That's true.
For the short films and the commercials and all that cool stuff, what exactly was your role? What does a body double do?
Okay, but they call it body double or stand-in sometime because before Michael comes out, I have to set the scene for him with the lighting. You have the cameraman, and being that I dance so well like Michael, they had me do a lot of moves that he would do, so they get a better effect. So I did that, dance moves and different things to the point so he can see how he would look on video before he actually did it himself.
Right. Did he ever sort of teach you any of the moves or the mannerisms, or did you just learn it yourself?
I really learned it myself. That's why I was really good working with him because of a few times he was really excited moves I was making or I was spinning really fast. He was like, wow, Darrick, you're doing a really good job today. But it was, of course, I always try to get better and better to be close as possible with him.
Mm,
and he was always great motivator as well.
of course. I mean, what a compliment having Michael Jackson tell you great. I mean, wow.
Exactly.
So you stood in while the lighting and that sort of thing was being set up. But if there was ever like a shot that didn't include Michael's face, would you be included at all?
Yes, I've done different body scenes with certain spots in black or white, certain moves. The Jam video, we have Michael Jordan, certain things, because I can dance like him. So I did
Yeah.
certain things in the video because of that. Yes.
I mean, that's just so cool. What was it
Yeah.
like, to watch the video and think, that's me?
I guess I don't know because it was just so happy and so shocking sometimes. And man, that's me in there in the video. But I guess you do it so much, you get immune to it sometimes as well.
Yeah,
As a profession. If it's I suppose it'd be, being there. I suppose to be in this situation, blessed to be in this situation. That's kind of how I looked at it.
that's great. Now let's go straight to your work on Michael's short films. In
Okay.
1991, you worked on Black or White. So what
Yes.
was it initially like for you to walk onto the set of the biggest pop star on Earth's brand new music video? How did you feel?
Oh, it was so exciting because I guess the exciting part is working from behind the scene. That's probably was the best thing because a lot of people only see when it's finished. But just to see how Michael put so much work in it behind the scene. Like he would take one shot and do it like 1,000 times and make sure it's perfect. It's like, and then the long hours, so it teaches you more about life as well, to try to be the best as you can be and perfect it. Because you see the top guy in the world, Michael Jackson, and he's working like it was his first video ever, how he was working it, so just seeing how he is, and also on the other part, he made the atmosphere so fun because
Yeah,
of that's made a big difference because he laughed, because we had John Landis, the director, and he was extremely funny as well. So it didn't really feel like work half the time because you're just having a good time and getting paid, and there's something that you love.
of course. I mean, I saw a video on YouTube of you and Michael and John Landis, and you were saying, will the real Michael Jackson step forward?
Right.
And you were all
Yes.
laughing and joking. It seemed like such a fun atmosphere.
Exactly. That was just spontaneous. He's come over here, Darrick, come over here and do something. So,
Oh, Darrick? Come here. I'll be able to use that. You can go on the side. You say, my name is Michael.
Okay.
Ready? All right, go, Captain.
My name is Michael Jackson.
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 Pretty boring here on the stage between sets.
Thank you.
I can prove it.
It ends with Michael going,
Thank you. One more time.
All right,
One
let's
other.
do it.
When I
Here,
ask you,
David.
Michael Jackson.
oh, then we'll...
And you stand.
Hi, my name is Michael Jackson.
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 My name is Michael Jackson. Will the real Michael Jackson please stand forward?
Quarter to 9.
we were all just messing around, and I just said, just everyone just started laughing, and we were just acting silly. And before you know it, that's kind of how it was. It was just acting silly, working long hours, just having a good time.
Definitely. Now, many of the short films you worked on were directed by big names such as John Landis, Spike Lee, John Singleton. What would you say were sort of the similarities and the differences between the director's approaches to working with Michael?
Okay. Well, I think, for instance, John Landis, I really loved working with him because he was, like I said, funny, worked hard, he really got it. And then we had, oh God, I want to remember the time video. I forgot his name now.
John Singleton.
Yes, with Tony Blank. So he was really fun too. He was cool, a little bit more laid back, dancing to the music. So he was really good as well. So all of them had their different roles in doing that. On only one I would say was really way out there was actually a Pepsi commercial. Was Joe Picker. Picker, I think his name is, and he was a little harder to work. He was great to work with, but he screamed at his staff.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool.
So he was a little tough sometimes, but he loves to play basketball. And I love to play basketball, so I played basketball in between the takes with him. So, but everyone had their own little style, but it was always still to kind of make the best video possible.
Yeah, of course. Michael was known for having a plethora of celebrity friends, some of which would visit the sets or even star in the videos. Do you have any sort of anecdotes or stories from meeting, any celebs through Michael?
Yes, absolutely. I know I was standing next to Michael. I forgot what video, maybe Black or White or something. Then Paul McCartney comes on the set. So he comes up and he said, "Hi, Michael." Of course, he's talking to me, not Michael Jackson, just being silly, He said, "Hey, Michael," talking to me. And Michael, the real Michael, is right next to me. So we all started laughing. Of course, we had, of course, Eddie Murphy on the set, was extremely funny. And we have Madonna came on the set. I really didn't talk to her much. She was a little more quiet. But everyone just came with great joy and love every time I see someone come on the set.
For sure. How did having, a celebrity on set sort of change the atmosphere? Did it make it more intense in a way?
No, I guess it didn't, because Michael seemed like he laid the foundation of just a free, happy atmosphere. So so they came on there, you get excited, but truth of the matter, after you meet Michael Jackson, no one else can, to me, stood up, I get so excited about, it's like I already got the top one already. So but still, I stay professional, like meeting people, Eddie Murphy, of course, funny, laughing, Magic Johnson, so talk with Michael Jordan. I mean, you meet so many people, and everyone's really cool and nice.
That's crazy. Wow. How did you usually find out that you're going to be involved in Michael's next project? Did you have to sort of keep it secret?
Well, they actually, his office always called me, and yes, every time that you had a video coming out, of course you keep it, you can't disclose what was going on about the video or anything like that. But they always call me, and I work very professional with them, so they trusted me, and I definitely loved working with them and trusted them as well. So it was definitely a great working relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're in Michael Jackson's short films. How do your friends, family, all the people react to you spending so much time with the King of Pop?
Right. Well, it was great because I brought a lot of my family on the set. I brought my mother on the set. I brought both of my kids when they were babies on the set. And he loved, I mean, Michael saw my son and my daughter. He just loved playing with the kids. He was so happy. And so it was always that fun set. But, everyone was always excited when they found out I worked with Michael Jackson, especially, coming from Gary, Indiana, because he kind of helped Gary, Indiana get on the map, the Jacksons, So going back to Indiana, all those songs like that. Yeah.
Did you have to sort of change your appearance at all when you were working with Michael, or did it affect your lifestyle in a way?
Did it affect my lifestyle? Well, I guess, sometime the good thing about Michael is because, like I said, he wants you to be yourself. Of course, I can be like Michael Jackson, start talking, all that, but he wants you to be yourself. And then that's why it was okay for me to be on the set to perform Michael Jackson, but then be myself. So it didn't affect my personal life or for me to lose my identity. I knew exactly what I was doing. And, but I guess it helped my life to show that the hard work you have to do to be successful in life. It was like I was getting a lesson at the same time I was working, because you're working with the best, but you see some artists come out there, they have a hit song 1 year, 2 years, you never hear from them again. But it was something different about Michael Jackson. What made him continually, from a kid to continually making hit song after hit song after hit song, he has a formula that he did, and I think worked hard at it. Like it was the first time he was doing it, put 100% effort into it.
Excellent. I mean, Michael was just always sort of at the top, wasn't he? I don't think anyone really beat him.
Exactly. Absolutely. He expected it to be the best.
Yeah. Did you ever have any sort of interesting encounters with Michael's fans? Would you get mistaken for Michael often?
Yeah, I know one time we had I was in Chicago shooting a video, and so I walk out. All these people chased me. They thought I was Michael Jackson because they knew we were outside shooting the video, the jam video. So I had to run. They had me in the car. So I was just, it was really kind of fun, but scary at the same time. So I said, man, did Michael go through this all the time? You know, so many people chasing us in cars. We going through a lot of stuff. So it's kind of dangerous, but something like that, yes, I am. But the closest I was to getting a little scary, I suppose.
Yeah, was that something that would happen often?
Not all the time, but sometimes you get that, or, you know, my experience that people, they say, you're not Michael Jackson, but you're close enough. And sometimes we shot video in Brazil. They go out there and just want to, you know, because you are so close to them, they want your autograph as well, you know, or as a Michael Jackson impersonator, because they feel, oh, well, you're part of the team. We can't meet Michael, but you're good enough. And sometimes they do that. Yeah.
Wow, that's fascinating. It must have been just so scary to be out there and have the fans sort of mob you in a way.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. It is. It does get like that sometime. And say, well, this is it's kind of cool one way, but then, like I said, a little scary because you just know people are a little different out there sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. Now, in 1993, Michael performed at the legendary Super Bowl, which broadcasted to around 133 million viewers. Now, your role was sort of different to your usual job with Michael for that, because you appeared, you know, sort of on stage. Can you explain sort of the backstory, how you became involved with that, and everything that happened behind the scenes leading up to that moment when you appeared?
Okay, yeah. Well, his office called me, like they called me for every video or show. And so we were working, I remember that because I like the Dallas Cowboys and they won that year. And so it was kind of happy for me to be at a Super Bowl. But I remember it was the same techniques with Michael, put a lot of work in. We practiced a lot. Of course, I was part of it as well, doing a special effect. Coming out the scoreboard, but we did a lot of different things, and I remember talking to Michael. You know, any particular movies you want me to do? You know, what do you want me to do? He said, just do what you do. You know, because you know how to do it already. He told me. He said, I'm doing a lot of stuff over here. You just do what you do. So I liked it that he trusted me to, you know, perform like him in a sense. He didn't have to try to, you know, show me what to do. He trusted my judgment.
What was that like for you to, you know, be in the Super Bowl, you know, coming out, feeling that energy from the audience? What was that?
It was so much, you know, it's just, of course, it was just packed with people, the excitement. And then Michael got out there, they just went crazy. It was so many people shot in California and at the Rose Bowl. And I remember just people, a lot of my people at home watching it and seeing it. But it's just the excitement, you know. I guess it's like the videos too. It's the excitement of being around Michael Jackson, you know. It's like you can be there rehearsing with them, working with them, and then all of a sudden people come, you get excited too, just like you never met Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Did you ever work on any other sort of shows, or was it only the Super Bowl?
The Super Bowl, we did the oh my God, we did the MTV. What was that? It was a show called the You're Not You Know You're Alone. I did that song as well. It was the Will You Be There? I think that's what it was.
Yeah, was it 1991? I think
it could have been. I'm not sure what year it was, but I know it was a lot of people there as well, and had a big audience that we had, and he performed those songs. Yes.
How would you say that sort of experience compared to working on the short films?
Well, I like the short films because it's more personable, and I do see, you know, we rehearsing it over and over to make sure it's perfect, but it is exciting as well. Like I was saying earlier, I remember we shot this one video called In the Closet out there in Palm Springs, I think it was. And then we were shooting it for a couple of weeks or whatever it was. And then one day we had people come onto the set. They were so excited. And then you get excited as well because they're excited. You know, like I was saying earlier, like you never met Michael. They've been working with him for the last couple of weeks, but they bring that excitement like, oh my God, it's Michael Jackson. So I do like it, the personable better because you're working with him directly. I'm learning, but I do like as well to see the reactions of people seeing him and being excited.
Yeah. I mean, he was just sort of the most famous man on earth in a way, and
Absolutely.
people went crazy for him.
That's true.
On my channel, I don't typically like to mention the negative press against Michael. I prefer to sort of focus on the creative work.
Yes.
However, seeing as you worked, so much with him, especially during the 1990s,
Mhm.
can I ask, did you notice any sort of change in Michael before and after the allegations in 93?
I didn't because I know it's so funny because a lot of times we on the set talking about the pretty women. That's what I was talking to him about. I was like, oh, or sometimes I would hang out with one of the girls who wrote a book about him. I used to hang out with her all the time, and then Michael used to tease me because she was very pretty, and so we talked a lot about pretty women. So to get those allegations was totally against anything that I ever saw. I've never seen anything like that. And then even after the allegations, on the set, we shot a video, give him a big hug, we're right back at it. So I didn't see a change in him, even though maybe he had a lot of pain inside, possibly, because I guess when you're going through a lot, you have to pick yourself up and keep moving, even though you're going through a lot. So I did see that him being professional that way.
That's excellent. Thank you.
Mhm.
Now, were there any projects that you were going to work on with Michael that never sort of came to fruition?
Not that I know of, because I know I didn't work on the last one he was working on, going on tour. The
This is it.
Yeah, This Is It. I'm blanking on the name. I didn't work on that one because he wasn't really shooting a video. They're preparing for the tour. But I'm pretty sure I had an opportunity to work on anything after that. But I pretty much worked on everything that it wasn't anything canceled that I can think of. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, for They Don't Care About Us, you
Mhm.
traveled all the way to Brazil with Michael Jackson.
Yes.
Tell me more about that experience. What was it like being, all the way in Brazil shooting a video?
Oh, that was awesome. Of course, flying over there, the experience was like this. We went and stayed at probably the best hotel we all stayed at. And then we went and shot in maybe the poorest area in Brazil, just to see the contrast. It was amazing. But the people were so nice and they loved them so much. So the energy was great, because we had people on the set there dancing and so with that, I think it was just the experience was beautiful. I've seen how they love Michael Jackson and how nice he is. He wants to give everyone a picture or he signs an autograph. He's not like some stuck-up superstar. No, he really wants to show them love.
Yeah. Did you ever visit any other countries with Michael?
See, Brazil. No, I think that was the only one that I remember shooting out of the country. I think it was just that one, if I can recall. Yeah, mostly in the US, mostly. Yeah.
It must have been like the trip of a lifetime, though.
Oh, yes, it was. It's just going there, the flight, hanging out with Michael, the plane rides, all that kind of stuff, He's just, he's so excited, It's hard to get, you look back on it now and sometimes you even appreciate it more, because at the time you're so business, you're thinking about business. But when you step back and say, wow, I was really blessed to be in that situation.
Definitely. So you were traveling with Michael Jackson.
Mhm.
Would you say you were sort of treated like royalty in a way?
Yes, absolutely. You really did, because everyone's treated really nice around his team, I suppose, So they treat you very respectful, nice. And I like his team because everyone show respect. We working with Michael Bush and Karen and Janet, everyone's funny. It's just great people, So when so no one was trying to be all stuck up like, hey, I work with Michael Jackson, step back. No, nothing like that, It was always just love and kindness. That's what I liked about it.
Fantastic. Now, you also worked on the Scream short film, which was just groundbreaking. It broke records, and the fans love it. It did for the rest of Michael's short films, because you worked with Janet Jackson too.
Yes. Yeah, I worked with her. That was the first time I met Janet personally. And I walked right up to her and said, hey, Janet, how you doing? Nice. She was very nice as well. So I like working with her. Still Michael Jackson was better, but still I like working with her. She was nice. And And but see, for her to work hard as well, you still see them working together, perfecting their dance steps, things of that sort, to really, make the video a really nice video.
Were there any major sort of similarities or differences you could see between the Jacksons?
I didn't see that. I didn't really see. I seen that they were already grounded to put in the hard work, perfection. The only thing I would say, Mike is more sillier or funny or do things more than Janet. He's I saw that. She's a little bit more serious compared to him.
Yeah.
Even though he's serious when he gets down there to get the work done. But like I say, he laughs, he jokes. So that's why I made it so much better to work with him.
I've heard that Michael was sort of quite the prankster or the jokester. Do you have
Yes.
any memories of that sort of thing?
Yes. Yeah, he did a lot of that, being a jokester. Of course, you probably seen the black and white video of this throwing a pie in Jan Landis' face and all kind of crazy stuff. And, even one time we were actually shooting some video, I forget what it was, a Pepsi commercial or something. And then I remember him walking up there and just, he was with some other kids that walk in. He said, "Look, guys, this is Michael Jackson," pointing at me, just playing games.
Yeah.
So he's like that, really funny.
Back to Scream for a moment. Now, for Scream, it wasn't green screen. It was all sort of these futuristic sci-fi-esque sets.
Yes.
What were they like to be on?
Oh, really cool sets. They really made it top notch. They spent a lot of money on those sets. If I can remember, because like I said, I did a lot of the dancing stuff before he came out there, and I remember that. So, in one time, I guess I'm pretty happy in one scene. Mike was watching me. Everyone was watching me do all these dance steps, and then everyone started clapping. Michael was clapping, So I was like, wow, everyone's clapping for me now, So I was pretty happy about that. But yeah, but the sets were really nice. Everything he does with top-notch sets. He put the time in, they put the money into it.
Yeah, he always just sort of had the best everything, didn't he?
Yes, totally. Everything, top-notch, the best. He was just like, that's how he was. He thought big. He's making the best.
Before we continue with the interview, let's take a moment to thank the sponsor of this video, MJ Market. Michael Jackson Market is a business created by passionate fans who believe that all collectors should have access to rare and unique items at a great price. They source their items from all over the world so that you don't have to, and they provide a great buying experience. So if you want any type of Michael Jackson memorabilia, whether it's clothing or books or magazines, go to michaeljacksonmarket.com for the best quality at the best price. You can also check them out on Instagram at Michael Jackson Market. Thank you once again to Michael Jackson Market for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to the interview. So for a project, let's say Scream or They Don't Care About Us or whatever it is, do you get sort of taught the choreography for that video?
Yeah, actually, a lot of times, of course, he works with Vince Patterson, a choreographer, or any other choreographer. I necessarily didn't have to learn the choreography because he was working with different people that were dancing, unless he was doing something individual by himself, certain moves. So then, of course, I would watch them, and then Michael did certain moves by himself. Then I can step in and do the moves so he can see how he would look under the lights in the video, different angles.
That's awesome.
So, yes.
You worked on the epic Ghosts short film too, which is one of my favorites. Mike played 5 different characters, so I've heard that he would act opposite you.
Yeah, well, actually, I remember he did a few times do that because he had the older guy, he was that guy. Yes, so it was fun to seeing him doing all that. But a lot of times I did a lot of dancing on that one as well. But yes, he put in the acting on that, and just to see that he is pretty talented in that area, to put the different characters. Yes.
Did it have an added sort of sense of pressure, dancing in front of everyone?
Did I have it, or did Michael?
Did you have sort of pressure?
Oh, me? No, because I was used to it, I guess, because I performed a lot and did a lot. So I was kind of used to it. So when they told me to dance, I jumped into it and did it. But I could, if I think back, if I thought about everyone in the room, I probably would have a lot of pressure because you're in front of a camera, everyone is watching you. The director, Michael Jackson, whoever, they're watching you. So so you do have to make sure that you're good, but I practiced a lot, so that helped me.
Ghosts had such sort of elaborate special effects also, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Yes, it was awesome. Yes, I remember Michael had me do a few moves in it, some moonwalking, all kind of stuff, so they can get the special effect in there, so they can see how the special effects would look. But yes, it was really nice. I remember talking to him about that. I think he told me it was they spent a lot of money on the budget. I mean, he was telling me that.
I bet.
While we were shooting the video, so you can see it. It was really nice.
And was that the last project you did with Michael?
Yeah, I think that was the last one. Yes.
And what would you say has been, your favorite one out of all the ones you did?
Wow. So all of them had different things with it. Oh man. Of course, Black and White we worked long hours on that one. I think we did another one with his wife at the time, You're Not Alone.
Yeah.
That one. And I like that one, but I think it was that one. I think we worked like 38 hours straight one time or something. I was so tired, I fell asleep on the set. He walks in, of course I'm asleep. That's what I remember about that one. That was kind of crazy. But I'm trying to figure out, it was so many of them. I love the jam video. Was great too, because I did a lot of dancing on that one, and just having Heavy D and Crisscross and Michael Jordan there, so that was really good, But it's not necessarily one particular one, but different section of a lot of them.
Yeah. So you worked alongside the King of Pop for over a decade.
Yes.
How did that affect your life, and how did that affect your career afterwards?
Well, it basically it helped me, like I was saying earlier, it helped me to work hard at anything that I wanted to be, for my business, to work hard, to stay focused. So remembering why he was so successful by putting the time in, and going the extra mile. So that's what I remember. Of course, people say, "Oh, that's Darrick, the Michael Jackson impersonator." They said that for many years. Even today, I maybe playing basketball or something. They still kid me about that. But the joy of meeting someone like that, I think is great, because it's the wisdom and knowledge that you get from behind the scene. Learning and seeing how great he is. Yes.
Where do you go? I mean, or what did you do in your life afterwards? Did you go back to impersonating?
No, I didn't do as much impersonating, because I was had my sales business, and I was doing more real estate transactions, buying apartment buildings and different things like that. So I wasn't doing as much impersonating, because when I first started, I was doing impersonating, birthday parties, singing telegrams, all kind of stuff to make money. Then I would travel for shows. They sent me to India, Bangladesh, crazy places. But I did a lot of with a whole band and singers and stuff like that. But still, I was trying to get into other things, not just to be a Michael Jackson impersonator. So that's what I started doing.
Sort of wanted to move on from that.
Right, exactly. Yes, wanted to move on, and just use that experience as a foundation or a learning tool to be successful in other things in life.
That's great. So if you had to choose a couple, what were your favorite memories of your time working with Michael?
Oh, wow. I guess maybe sometime just sitting down and talking with him, just talking about life, talking about, we're both from Gary, Indiana, and sometimes I used to talk to him about motivational books like Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, just to have him give wisdom and knowledge over that. But also I admire Michael because sometimes he would ask me questions, what's the most popular dance steps out there in the clubs or whatever it may be. So that taught me that even though he is at the top of his game, he's still learning to perfect his game. So that's what I was getting from him, but just to be able to, of course, working with him and seeing how he works and how he keeps doing it over and over, was some of my best things. But I guess the personal time, just talking with them and laughing and, it's probably something that's, is just by far the best.
Yeah. Do any sort of really funny moments stand out?
Oh man, probably. Let me think here. Of course, we saw the video, the one you mentioned earlier, on the black or white. That one. Let's see what else did we do here. Trying to figure out. We did so many things. We're trying to go back and think of something else that was pretty funny. That well, I guess working with John Landis is always funny, because one time my makeup wasn't quite right. And John Landis said, "Oh, he looks green up there." And then, of course, Michael got on, "Don't you mess with Darrick. What are you talking about? He looks great." So just little silly things like that. If I could just think of, it's so much. I'm trying to go back because we always were laughing and, of course, he had, I took a lot of pictures with him on set. He has no problem taking another picture with me. But things of that sort, I can guess, he's always really cool.
What souvenirs do you have from, that time in your life working with Michael?
With Souvenirs, just a lot of pictures, him signing his hat, pictures with him, just things of that sort, I guess. A lot of signatures and signed stuff like that.
Wow. There's so many fans would just love to, have that.
I know. That's true.
What are your, where are you now? What are your current projects and what are your future ambitions?
Right now, I'm here in California, and I'm actually I do a lot of real estate, and also I invest in real estate. I had a sales company too, working with me with real estate. So that's mostly what I am doing right now, just trying to maximize that. And that's kind of my motivations, just to build that up even more. Yeah.
Excellent. Now, I have one last question.
Uh-huh.
So do you have any sort of tips or any advice for someone wanting to work in that whole sort of entertainment industry? Would you say there's something that you've learned, whether it's from Michael or just from your own career, that you'd like to tell someone?
Yes, I think first of all, you have to believe in yourself. You have to speak it into existence. When no one else believes in you, you have to say, no, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to be a great actor, actress, or singer, whatever it may be. And you have to speak it and believe it. Do not allow anyone to stop you from saying it. Because no one around me even worked with Michael Jackson. I remember they said you would never even meet Michael Jackson. He said it would be like winning the lottery if you just get a signed autograph. Yeah. But I saw myself working with him, even when I was practicing. So when the reality kicked in, manifested, me meeting him, I wasn't shocked because I really saw myself meeting him, years back before I technically met him. So I would tell someone, never give up on your dreams. I don't care how many times you fall down, get back up, keep speaking yourself, motivate yourself, and just expect great favor to happen.
That's excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It must have just been surreal, to be with Michael Jackson after, wanting to meet him for so long. And not only you met him, you've worked with him and been in his videos. That's just an experience like no other.
Right, exactly. Yes, it's a dream come true. It's one of those things that, like I said, you put it as like a dream that was manifested because you believed it.
What a great story! Thank you so much, Darrick.
Thank you. You're so welcome.
Before we go, do you have anything you'd like to promote or any social media where my followers can find you?
Well, I'm working on that right now. What I'll do, I'll email it to you, and when I have it set up, then they can follow me on that. Of course, they have my. Right now, of course, my Darrick Morgan on Facebook and Instagram, for sure.
Perfect. Thanks so much. Now, again, thanks for being here. It's been a pleasure. And I hope you have a fantastic weekend and best of luck with your future projects.
I appreciate it. Thank you. You have a great day. Bye-bye.